Hey, this is Lindsay, and welcome back to the 30-Day Intuitive Challenge. This is week 2, lesson 2, and it's all about opening and releasing. So last week we kicked off your challenge, and I gave you a meditation, and I asked you to focus on how you're getting your intuitive guidance. What are the signs, the signals, the sensations that alert you to when your intuition's active? But I also had you focus on simply collecting the data as you get it, and not to worry too much about the interpretation of it right now. Because when it comes down to intuition, you might not have had the experience or the concepts or even really the full words to fully understand what the message was that you received. So I hope this week was chock full of fruitful little tidbits that you could have written down. And I want to remind everyone to keep sharing your guidance, your synchronicities, everything that seems like it could be a message. And I want you to share that on the Facebook group. So we've all come to this challenge for a reason. We all signed up for a reason. And that reason may never be realized as a group or even individually if we don't share what we've been receiving. You never know if what you might be getting will change somebody else's life. So I want you to have that little bit of leap of faith in what you are getting, to put it out there to our group. Because you don't know what somebody else needs to hear, and you never know what somebody else might be going through at any given time. So, now, this week we're talking about being open and learning to release. Now, here's a bit of theory I want to share with you really quick, and it'll help put this whole lesson into a bit of perspective. I believe that everything's made of energy. Everything in our world has fields of energy, or auras. And these fields overlap, creating a greater reality. We share energy with everything, and we're encompassed within fields of energy, greater fields of energy, like the planet, or a city, or even a population, like an ethnic population within a neighborhood. And we are whole within ourselves. Our organs and our cells, they have fields that make up our being. But we are also part of a much greater whole, maybe even several wholes, like part of the energy of a city and part of the energy of the planet. But the important part to realize here is that we are immersed in it. We are already a part of it, in the middle of it, in the flow of it. So when people say they need to open their intuition, I think it's a bit of a misnomer. We are already part of the fields and flows that are around us. And we can even react to those subtle energies without even realizing it. So to me, it's not a matter of being open. But what I think is really going on is that people need to release whatever it is that is keeping their attention away from those flows and fields that are already around them. Now perhaps it's the notion that they won't be good enough, or that they are stuck in cycles of comparison, of regret, or even disappointment. And there's usually something rattling around in our foremind that keeps our attention away from the flows around us and within us. So I hope you've been recording all of what you've been getting, and that you are beginning to see that you actually have the proof now that you are already open to those fields and those energies. But if you're struggling to get records done because you don't think you have enough, you don't think those messages were good enough, or you really don't see how you're getting guidance at all, I want you to listen close. So you are already immersed in the fields of your guides and your guardians. You always were, and you always will be. It cannot be otherwise. And they are hoping and waiting for you to make contact, to find them, to reunite with them. So close your eyes for just a moment. Take a deep breath in and out. Extend your love and energy toward your guides, and your guardians. Allow your love and feelings to flow freely toward your guides and guardians. Hold your energy and love steady. Don't pull it back, but don't push it outward anymore. Simply sit in that loving space. Breathe in and out. And everything's steady and centered around you. Let your thoughts and sensations pass through you. Acknowledge them. Give thanks for receiving that message. For those thoughts are messages about where you need to prioritize your time and attention. Then, release those thoughts, like wind flowing through your windows. Mentally, ask what you need to release so that you can feel your connection more frequently. See what comes to mind. Now, before we come back to this here and now, repeat with me. I release all that would hinder my intuitive connection from the past, the present, and the future, and all other dimensions and times. I know that always seems to, pardon me, that always seems to work to loosen some things up for me. Okay, but now slowly come back to the here and now. Now pause the video and write down what that mini meditation brought to mind for you. Alright, now that you've written that down, for this coming week, I want you to go forward in this challenge, and I want you to focus on the challenges of being aware to the flows around you. Now, you can bookmark this video and rewatch it so that you can keep your focus on releasing the things that do hold you back. But remember, intuition is like a breathing force. Pay attention to your sensations, your thoughts, your dreams, the synchronicities. Record them and share them on the Facebook group. But I do want you to pay attention to that one question on your record sheet that does ask you what the challenges are for receiving particular guidance or a situation that happened during your day that you thought might have been guidance. Really take a look at what those challenges are to you, how you felt about it at the time. And if you put down something like time or money, or I simply don't have quiet personal time, or stress, I do want you to know that those are just excuses. Those aren't the things that are holding your awareness back of your intuition. Intuition is more of an instinct. It's more like a survival instinct. It does work under pressure. It does work under stress. It does work when we're around other people. It's part of our survival mechanism. It's just a matter of us bringing our attention back to our center and being aware of how things are flowing around us, what fields we are in. And this all leads into deepening your practice of centering, which is a vital practice for any type of intuitive. When we're centered in our own flows and fields, we become aware of which flows and fields around us are good for us, that nourish us, and which drain us or can be damaging to us. And most of the practices in this little challenge are going to work toward getting you centered, toward getting you to a place where you can recognize what's good for you, so you could follow that. But if you want to learn more, then pop over to supersecretpowers.com/go/thriving-intuitive/ and sign up for my upcoming class, Thriving Intuitives. And in that class, we're really focused on getting down into the nitty-gritty on centering, grounding, shielding, all of the life skills that intuitives need to master to start living a life with their gifts that is full of purpose, passion, and power, while they are also serving others, so that we're not drained, so that we're not overwhelmed by our abilities and sensitivities. But I can't wait this week to see your post to the group. But now remember, for those who are posting and those who are following avidly with this challenge, that the top 3 guidance posters, the people who are posting their guidances in the group, they're going to be getting a spot on that Thriving Intuitive class. So if you feel you can't afford the class right now, or when it comes up this summer, then this is a time that you can try and make this happen for you, that you can really try and manifest that help and that guidance for yourself. And I can't wait, and I will see you on the group. Bye for now.